Discover who you are and go with it. That's the overarching message of our next story and the work of creator, author, and Plymouth resident Vanessa Moore. Here's The Peculiar of Plymouth on the local scene.
My name is Vanessa Moore. My company is Moore Media, and I wrote a book called The Peculiar of Plymouth that details the life of this little smudgy, peculiar character who goes around Plymouth, tries to stay hidden from people because he's very shy, but he's also trying to discover who he is and what his life is all about. It started out as just a little fluffy story. I mean, honestly, it sounds pretty cliche, but it really did come to me in a dream. And I woke up, it was a cold January morning, and I woke up with this in my head and just sat down in front of the fireplace, and it pretty much wrote itself. I really like Edward Gorey type stories, and it kind of has that like feel to it. The way I made these drawings was really simple. Basically, I would take a photograph, bring it into Photoshop, and then trace over it and add colors and smear textures and different layers of texturing and to get different effects. So most of them started with some kind of photograph, like the Brewster Gardens Bridge here started with a photograph, Plymouth Rock started with a photograph, and then I just continually added layers on top of it until I deleted the underneath photograph, and then I had my drawing. But after I wrote it, I realized that it's got a lot of subtext to it that we all deal with, especially teens who are not sure of who they are and how they fit in with their friends and their school and what it's like to just discover your own identity. So basically we follow this little guy around. He's not sure where he fits in, but he comes to terms with learning his identity and who he is. And by the end of it, we discover that even though he's the scary thing in the corner, he's okay with that. Like that's who he is, and he goes with it and he embraces it. So the whole moral, it really does have a moral to not be afraid to be different and just discover who you are and go with it. Don't try to hide it. It's just a fun mascot for Plymouth. I mean, I think a few people that I've talked to are kind of, I mean, we've had gobbles of turkey for a while, but I think it's time for maybe something a little bit new and updated. I just love writing about Plymouth. I mean, we did the Plymouth cookbook before. Anything that I can keep at a local level, I really try, because I am really trying to immerse myself in the local creative market. I mean, that's why I work with the Plymouth Bay Cultural District, and any creative people in Plymouth that I have met in the past 10 years are people I like to keep close to me, because we ended up having so much in common and we help each other in our careers, and anything that I can keep within Plymouth, I really strive to. Plus, I thought it would be fun for tourists, even though they don't know all the places in the book. If you came to Plymouth and went to Plymouth Rock and then you're like, oh, this is so cute, it's Plymouth Rock. Right now, the Peculiars and the book are for sale at Whimsical Wishes in Village Landing Marketplace. They are really supportive of local artists there, and I'm really happy to have it in there. I love that store. And it's also for sale at Titcomb's Bookshop in Sandwich. But I'm going to be shopping it around, and hopefully it'll get into more places here. And the Peculiar of Plymouth might just be the beginning. Could be a whole series. We could do the Horror of Harwich, or anything coming up. Maybe you can have little cousins all around the Cape. So expect to see them popping up in bookstores here and there. I've made tons of these that I sell with the books, and most of them have a different tag on the bottom with a unique message about being yourself and being true to yourself and being seen and just embracing your differences. Don't be afraid to be yourself in public or with your friends or with your family or at school. Everybody needs to be comfortable with who they are, I think. And especially in this time where divisiveness is so rampant, I think it's important for us to embrace our differences instead of hide them.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button before you go. We'll see you next time.